Hi, folks, and it is great to get to talk to you this evening. And you can see I'm standing in our sanctuary, and the seats are empty. And soon we're going to be able to come back. But I want to talk to you about what that's going to look like and what it's not going to look like. You see these empty seats? I want you to understand that when we come back, there are going to be more empty seats than full seats for quite a while because we're not able to all come back at once. I know we long for that, and that time is going to come when we can all be here together and we're going to have the full sanctuary and get to be close to one another. But we're not there yet. We have to do this in stages, and we want to be responsible. So when we come back, we're going to come back on the first service we're going to offer is Saturday night, the 23rd of May at 6 o'clock. It's going to be the same service, same songs, same sermon, offered twice on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Now, let me just say some things about that. First of all, I would never offer a regular Saturday night service. I like Sunday being the Lord's day, but this really is an exigency. It's a problem time, and we're doing things that we would not normally do. The Saturday night service is one way that we can offer opportunity for more people to come. So we're going to do for a while until we can and be a little denser in the way we sit in the sanctuary. We're going to offer 3 services, and we're going to ask you to let us know which service you're going to attend. Now, that's going to begin this coming Sunday. We're going to have lots of ways for you to get the form. We're going to send it to you. We're going to post it on Facebook and on our website, and you can get a notification on the app and all that. So that'll come. Don't worry about that right now. But we are going to need to know what service you're going to come to so we can make sure, first of all, not everybody comes to the same service, and we'd have to turn people away because we're limited to a certain percentage of our sanctuary, and we don't want to go over that. Each service is going to be just 1 hour in length. So we're going to start at 6 o'clock. We're going to be over by 7 o'clock. We're going to ask you to wear face masks. And we're going to have to sing with face masks, other than the folks on the platform. So when I'm not on the platform, sitting down here, I will be wearing a face mask as I sing. It's not ideal. We're not really crazy about it, but we think it's the right thing to do if this keeps anybody from being unsafe. And folks on the platform are going to sing without face masks, but they're going to be distanced. Now, you need to understand that when you come here, to whatever service you tell us you're coming to, you're going to be really met outside. We're going to have people come in through one set of doors. You're going to have to exit through another. We're going to ask you to, I know that I never thought I'd have to talk about things like this, but we're going to ask you, use the bathroom before you come, if possible, to not have to use the restroom while you're here. Because after every time someone uses the restroom, it's going to have to be cleaned, every surface that's touched and all that. Now, our restrooms are going to be open and you will be able to use them. I'm talking about what's ideal. If you are here and you must use the restroom, please by all means use the restroom. But if it's possible for you to sort of plan and not have to use the restroom, that would be great. A few things you're going to have to be aware of before you come. We're not going to shake hands at all. We're going to ask you to not shake hands with anybody. Now, boy, that's hard for us at Buck Run, isn't it? Because we're a touchy church. We love to shake hands. We love to give the side hugs, all of that, but we're not going to be able to do any of that. Now, I need you to understand something. As senior pastor here at Buck Run, I have really sort of 3 different categories of people in this COVID-19 crisis that I have to lead. The first group are those people who think this thing is way overblown, this is just government oppression, and I'm just going to live my life like nothing's happened. And we've got folks like that. On the other extreme, we've got people who are like, man, this is terrifying. I don't want anybody near me. I don't want anybody touching me. This could mean my death. And some with very legitimate reasons because they're in a vulnerable population. Then most people are right in the middle. Okay, we're not afraid of this, but we want to be responsible. We want to be good neighbors. We certainly don't want to make anyone else sick. And so we're just trying to do the right thing. So I, as the shepherd, am trying to keep us all together. Whatever of those categories you fit in, I'm just asking you to be responsible and thoughtful. So if you're one of those that says, this doesn't trouble me at all, that still doesn't give you permission to just walk up and extend your hand to shake someone else's hand, because they may not feel like you do. And even if you do that, we're just asking you to not do it here at church, because we don't want this to become a flashpoint. We don't want it to look either like we're defiant or that we're irresponsible. We want to be responsible as we come back together. I also want to just say to you that it really may be best for you, for your family, to not come at first. Now, that's going to be your decision. We can't make that decision for you. I do want you to understand, nobody's going to think that you're unspiritual or that you are disobeying the command of the Lord if you say, it's not the right time for me to come back yet. You join us online. We're going to still live stream that 11 o'clock service on Sunday morning, and you can watch that and participate with us. That's not disobeying the Lord or the command to assemble yourselves together. That time is going to come. We're going to get there, but this is an intermediary stage, and you need to decide what is safest and best for you. We're not going to be able to offer child care, and so you need to be able to gauge, first of all, the age of your children, the ability of your children to sit through the service without having to leave or to climb over other people, because we're not going to be able to do that. So all of that's going to go into your personal decision about whether the time is right yet for you to come back. But we're going to accommodate as many people as we can that want to come and feel like it's safe to come. We're going to take every precaution that we possibly can take. So we're going to sit people in alternate seats. Again, you're not going to get to choose your own seat. You need to know that. You're going to be seated in a certain place. In one service, we're going to sit people on one set of rows, and in the other service, we're going to sit them in another set of rows, so that you don't have people sitting in the same chairs in consecutive services. But that only works if we seat people. So, yeah, we're giving up some of the freedoms that we are accustomed to, but really the freedom to sit in the chair you want, not a big deal. That's part of our being willing to give up our own personal rights. And after all, that's what Jesus did in Philippians chapter 2. He humbled himself. He emptied himself. He made himself of no reputation. He took upon himself the form of a servant. And as we come back together, we're all really striving to take upon ourselves the form of a servant. And we're going to need people that are going to help us with cleaning. We're going to have a thorough cleaning between services, between Saturday night, Sunday morning, in that hour between the services on Sunday morning. So there's going to be ways to serve there. There are going to be ways to serve simply by allowing us to seat you, by not shaking hands. You're going to come in one door, out another door. We're not going to pass offering plates. You can still give online, or we'll have boxes you can drop it in as you come in or as you exit. Scott Reeson is going to tell you all the details about exactly the logistics of how it's going to work with parking and seating and all of that. But I want you to hear it from me. I'm excited about getting to see you. We're not all going to get to see each other at the same time. It's not going to be quite the same, but it's still going to be wonderful. We've longed to get to hear the preaching together, to sing songs together, even with our faces masked. It's going to be a joy to just be back in this beautiful sanctuary with others whom we know and love. So I want you to think about it. Is it the right time for you personally to come back, or should you still watch online? What service is best for you? And be willing to humble yourself and to do the things that we ask you to do, because we really want to look out for people's safety. And as we move toward normalcy, and that's still some way in the distance, we want to do this responsibly. So I just want to say thank you for your cooperation. Folks, you have been so wonderful during this time. Thank you for giving as you've given. Thank you for the encouragement. We've received so many cards and emails and people just appreciating all that this incredible staff has been doing. And they have been working so diligently, so hard to stay connected with you. Our deacons have called. We're really trying to do this well. Now, it seems like we're over the hump. I hope and pray that's true. Let's do it well as we come out of it. Let's have the right attitude. Let's worship the Lord. And let's do this to the glory of God. You know, during this time, more people have watched our services than ever before. New people in the community. We anticipate that we're going to have new people come. And man, we're excited about that. So let's use this as an opportunity to further the gospel, to see Christ Jesus glorified as we live out the principles that he taught us and the characteristics that he displayed as we serve one another in love and humility and grace. Now, next Wednesday night, we'll be giving you more details about it. Scott's going to give you some more details right now. So for 2 Wednesday nights, we're dedicating our time to this. Next Wednesday night, we're going to do a little bit of a review of what all has happened during this time, and God has used it marvelously. So let me just say, as your senior pastor, how grateful I am for you, how grateful I am to the Lord, because he stretched us and grown us in new ways through this that we otherwise never would have experienced. So even in this, let's see the mercies of God along the way. Now, I can't wait to see you and to worship with you and to hear your voice sing whenever it's right and good and safe for you to come back. Until then, let's stay in contact. Use social media, use email, use your telephone. Any way we can serve you, we want to do, because you are our precious church family. We love you so very much. And I look forward to seeing you in person as soon as that is practical. May the Lord bless you.
Thank you, Dr. York, for those words and for your leadership of our church during this time. I want to take a minute now and just as practically as we can let you know of what it's going to look like when we come back. As Dr. York said, we will start next weekend, May 23rd and 24th, with 3 services. Saturday at 6 p.m. and then Sundays at 9 and 11 a.m. Beginning this Sunday, right at the end of the service, we will open up registration for those services. We will reserve 200 seats per service. That gives plenty of room for us to spread out in the sanctuary, keep a safe distance, but still be able to come back together and worship in person, which we're really excited about as a staff. Now, when you come on property, the church doors will open 15 minutes before each service. So that's 5:45, 8:45, and 10:45 on Saturday and Sunday. When you come in, no need to go to the gravel parking lot. We'll have plenty of parking spots available right close to the church. When you get out of your cars, please come as a family. There's no drop-off. The porticos will be closed. You'll need to enter as a family because that's how you'll be seated. We'll have volunteers and staff out front and all the way through as you enter the building, guiding you where to go. You will enter through both of the front lobby doors. Again, there'll be plenty of signage. No need to worry about that. But you'll come in and if you do not have a mask, we'll have masks available for you. You'll be able to grab one of those and you'll continue to walk as a family into the sanctuary, where you'll be guided to your seats for that service. Now, our worship service is going to look a little different. So we know that we're going to have more kids than we normally do in the sanctuary. We're not going to have the same access to bathrooms. So we're going to have a 1-hour service, and all 3 services will be identical. We'll open with a word from Dr. York of welcome. We'll sing a song together. We know it's going to be different, singing with a mask, but the real reason we sing is to glorify God. And there's just something about us coming together to sing. And even though we'll all be a little more muffled and uncomfortable with masks, we're excited to be able to come together and do this. We'll read from our Bibles. We'll pray. Dr. York will continue his series through the book of Luke. We'll sing one more time, and then we will dismiss you by rows, and you'll exit out the portico doors. Now, we will have a little more space out front than normal, so you can have a spot to say hello, say greetings to people. We just ask that while you're always on church property, you have a mask on, and you would keep 6 feet between you and anyone that's not in your immediate family. We do this because we want to care for everyone, as Dr. York said. We do not want to be a spot where maybe unwillingly we know we have the virus. We don't know we have the virus, and we would pass that to someone. We want this to be a place that is as safe as possible. So because of that, the road the closest to the church building will be blocked off. That'll give plenty of space for as you exit, you can mingle out there briefly in a social distance way. Now we are going to have to exit the building quickly because we have a team that's going to have to do a lot of deep cleaning and preparing it for whenever that next service is. The lobby will be closed off. It'll be a different experience than what you're used to. But our staff has worked really hard to make some adjustments to the building. We've thought through the schedule, how you're going to enter and exit the building with your safety in mind, and the opportunity for Buck Run to resume regathering here at 1950 Leestown Road, May 23rd and 24th for those services. Now, if you have questions, you have some uncertainties, you're not sure of things, we've not spoken clear enough to an issue you have concerns on, I would love to talk with you. You can reach out to me via email or call me, and I'd love to talk to you individually and address any concerns you have, share with you what we're doing. We want to communicate with you as clear as we can. Now, this Sunday, when we open up registration, we'll talk a little more about what it looks like. And then next Wednesday, I really encourage you to tune back in as we'll speak more to what our regathering looks like, and we'll step back a little more and see how God has continued to work through Buck Run during this time of pandemic. Many of you have just continued to faithfully not just watch on Sundays, but be a part of the life of Buck Run. You've called people, you've checked in, as we've given you ways to love your neighbor or ways to grow in your discipleship, you've done that. We truly believe that we have grown, we've strengthened during this time, and we don't see any reason for that to change. And as we partner together to regather, we know Buck Run is going to continue to be a vessel for God's use here in Central Kentucky and around the world. So I'm excited to join with you again, to be able to see you in person and to worship with you. But we want to remind you, again, if you're concerned, if you're a high-risk person, if you're not sure that you're ready to come back and be around people in larger gatherings, that is okay. And there will be a time for you to come back, but that may not be next weekend. And hear us, that's all right. And we're glad you joined us tonight. Again, if you have questions, please let us know. We love you, church. We're so thankful for you. We just appreciate your spirit of cooperativeness, your love for one another, and we're excited to see what the Lord has in store for Buck Run. We'll see you Sunday.